Today, July 26th, Archangel Michael says, you were supposed to be someone else. They've only now realized you were switched. It started like a whisper in the night, faint but firm, a voice that did not belong to this world. On July 26th, Archangel Michael appeared again, but this time, his message was not just a warning. It was a key. He said, you were supposed to be someone else. They've only now realized you were switched. These words didn't just echo, they shook the roots of heaven and earth. Something that was hidden for years is now being uncovered. The life you thought was yours may not be. The memories you hold may belong to another. The dreams you buried, they were never yours to bury. You were placed into a life that wasn't meant for you. From the moment you entered this world, something was off. But you couldn't see it. You felt the strange heaviness in your spirit, like carrying someone else's pain. You noticed the repeated signs, lost chances, unfinished cycles, and the eyes of strangers that looked like they knew you. Some of you tried to pray it away. Some tried to run. But the truth is, this was not just confusion. It was a spiritual switch. What should have been a destiny of light was exchanged. Archangel Michael says the time of confusion is over. Now is the time of revelation. Heaven is opening the file they had sealed. Names are being matched. The wrong placements are being revealed. You are not crazy. You are not cursed. You were caught in a war of spirits. You were chosen, but they made it look like you were forgotten. Archangel Michael says, they've only now realized who you really are. But the question is, do you? This moment, right now, is sacred. Because the light that was meant to guide you is returning. And so is your true identity. Everything changes now. Your dreams, your relationships, your failures, all begin to make sense. Because you are not who they said you were. You are more. You are Mark. You are the one they tried to hide in plain sight. They switched you to block what you were sent to release. But you're remembering now. The angels are standing close. The darkness is trembling. The truth is finding its voice again, and it sounds like you. Before we go deeper, I must warn you. What you're about to read in the next parts is not fiction. These words are keys. This script is a door. If you read with an open heart, you will feel it unlock something deep inside. Don't resist. You are not reading this by chance. The reason you've been weeping in silence, the reason you've been dreaming of places you've never seen, it's because your soul remembers the life that was taken. But Archangel Michael says, it's time to return. Type I am returning to get the blessing 1027. There was a day. You don't remember it, but heaven does. It was the day they switched you. You were meant to walk a different path. You were meant to speak with boldness, touch lives, and carry a light only a few were trusted with. But something happened in the spirit realm. On that day, darkness saw your light and feared it. They couldn't stop your birth, so they changed your story. A spiritual switch was made. Your soul was placed in a life that was not yours, and the person meant to carry your pain walked away with your promise. This is why your heart always felt strange. Why you cried for things you didn't understand. Why certain places felt familiar when you'd never been there. Your spirit was not where it was supposed to be. You were thrown into a family that didn't recognize your light. You were placed in rooms that felt too small for your calling. I tried to silence your voice because it didn't fit their world. But your voice wasn't made for this world. It was made to break chains in the unseen. Type I am returning to get the blessing 7250. Heaven watched you grow. Every tear you cried was collected. Every time you were misunderstood, the angels took notes. Archangel Michael says, they didn't know who you were, but we never forgot. Now the scroll has been opened. Now the truth is being poured like oil over your life. The people around you may still see the version of you they've always known, but you are waking up. The switch is breaking. Your real name is calling you back. Not the name they gave you, but the one written in fire, the one that echoes in heaven. You were born to carry something powerful, but because of the switch you always felt delayed, denied, disconnected. The doors that were meant to open stayed shut. The relationships that were meant to lift you left you broken. But this is the hour of restoration. The heavens are moving. The angels are realigning destinies. Your calling didn't die. It was only delayed. Archangel Michael says, you are being put back in position. You are not too late. You are right on time for what God is doing now. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 8931. This is why your childhood was so confusing. You saw things others did. You dreamed of places no one talked about. You felt rejected by people who should have loved you. But they weren't rejecting you. They were rejecting the light inside you that didn't match their world. You were not wrong. You were just in the wrong place. Your soul was sent to carry freedom, but you were planted in bondage. Now the chains are falling. The alarms in the spirit are going off. The ones who hid your truth are panicking. Because you are waking up. You're going to feel things shift this week. You may cry for no reason. You may dream of water, doors, fire, or keys. These are not accidents. These are signs. Your soul is being realigned. Your voice is being restored. Your name is being spoken in rooms you've never entered. The heavens are calling you back to who you were really meant to be. This moment is not about memory. It's about spiritual identity. Archangel Michael says, they switched you to break your power, but they only delayed your rise. Top I am remembered to get the blessing 6812. And now you must listen closely. The one who was switched with you, they are still alive. They are walking with your portion. But something has begun. That person is starting to feel lost, confused, haunted, because they are carrying something not meant for them. Heaven is bringing order. You don't have to chase what's yours. You only need to wake up and say yes to this moment. The light will find you. The right doors will remember your name. The earth will shake to place you where you were always supposed to be. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 7754. You have looked in the mirror many times. But have you ever felt that the person looking back was not really you? That the eyes and the reflection carried stories that didn't match your life? It's not just imagination. That feeling is the truth inside you speaking. You were born with a destiny, but a spiritual hand reached into your timeline and moved things. It put you in someone else's story and made you forget your own. But mirrors never lie. They hold the face of the one God remembers. The real you is still in there, waiting to be unlocked. There are photos of you as a child where your smile doesn't match your eyes. People around you might not have noticed, but heaven did. Your soul was awake, even when your mind wasn't. You've always felt like you were carrying something that didn't belong, like wearing someone else's coat. That coat with the life placed on you during the switch. But now the season is changing. You will not wear borrowed pain anymore. Your spirit is reaching for what it was created for. And Archangel Michael says, heaven is restoring your name. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8162. Many of your struggles began early. You tried to explain what you felt, but no one understood. You weren't just being emotional. You were spiritually displaced. You were in a home not assigned to your destiny. Your feet walked paths meant for someone else. And every time you stepped into your calling, something pushed you back. This wasn't bad luck, it was a spiritual misplacement. But now the alarm had been sounded. You are being called to step out of that shadow and back into your divine light. This is why your voice often shakes when you speak the truth. Your soul remembers a time when it was silenced. Your gifts were hidden, and your heart was trained to shrink. But Archangel Michael says, the enemy's greatest fear is not that you fail, it's that you remember who you are. And now, you are remembering. You're not just a person in pain. You are a warrior who was hidden among strangers. You were not born to stay lost. You were born to break the lie and rise. Type I am stepping out to get the blessing 9440. Even in your dreams, the truth was calling. Have you seen a house that felt like home but you've never lived there? Have you seen a child, a hallway, or a door that felt strangely real? Those are not just dreams. They are messages from the spirit realm. Parts of your true life have been trying to find their way back to you. God never let you be fully lost. The angels have been following your footsteps. Now the time has come. The confusion is lifting. The fog is clearing. And your reflection is starting to look like the person you were always meant to be. Yes, some people will not believe this. They will say it's just in your mind. But deep inside, your spirit knows. There is too much pain in the wrong places. Too many delays that don't make sense. You were sent here to carry light, but you were hidden in darkness. But no more. Archangel Michael says, the veil is torn. The switch is breaking. What belongs to you will find you. Even your name is shifting. Some of you will feel the urge to speak a different name in prayer. Don't fight it. It may be the name heaven knows you by. Type I am found to get the blessing 7026. And now that you know this truth, there is a decision to make. Will you keep living the life they gave you? Or will you begin to walk back into the one heaven wrote for you? It will not be easy, but it will be divine. You will lose some people, but you will gain your identity. The person in the mirror is waking up, and they are ready to take your hand and say, let's go back. Type I am called to get the blessing 8823. This moment is not just about your awakening, it's about unlocking someone else's too. When you sow into this message, you're not giving to a platform. You are planting a seed into a soul who, like you, has been walking in a switched life. As you give, rivers of light begin to reach them. God says in Isaiah 60:1, rise, shine, for your light has come. And by your hand, their light begins to break forth. If you're feeling the call to support this mission, this is your moment. Become part of the restoration. Support this ministry through Super Thanks membership, or the PayPal link in the description. This is not a donation. This is obedience. Your giving today will echo in someone else's return. Give now. Sometimes you meet people who stare at you for too long. Your eyes go wide, and they tilt their head like they are trying to remember something. Some smile like they know you. Some frown like they're confused. That's not just a random moment. It's memory meeting spirit. Some souls have seen your true form before the switch. They remember who you were supposed to be. Their spirit is reacting to the hidden truth inside you. Archangel Michael says, They may not understand why, but their spirit sees the real you. Maybe this has happened more than once. Maybe someone called you by a name that wasn't yours. Maybe a stranger said, "You remind me of someone." You smiled and forgot about it. But heaven didn't forget. These were hints, warnings, glitches in the veil. The false life you were placed in can't hide your true light forever. Sooner or later, it begins to shine through, and the people with spiritual eyes will notice it first. You were never meant to be hidden. Type "I am rising" to get the blessing 6907. Sometimes even children can see it. Have you ever noticed a child staring at you deeply, silently, like they could see inside you? That's because they can. Children still see with heaven's eyes. Before the world teaches them to forget, they remember faces and callings from other places. They are drawn to people who carry divine light. Your presence wakes something up in them. That is why some children are calm around you. Others are afraid. It is not about you. It is about the truth in you. You may have thought this was just coincidence, but now you know better. The more your soul wakes up, the more others will start to notice. Even animals react. Even places feel strange when you enter. That is because your spirit is beginning to return to its assigned path. You are carrying the vibration of your true name. You are walking in the memory of heaven, and the world around you is beginning to shift because of it. Type "I am walking in light" to get the blessing 9112. This is also why some people suddenly disappear from your life. When the light begins to rise in you, the wrong ones will not be able to stay. The people who were tied to your false path will grow uncomfortable. They won't know why they feel uneasy around you, but their spirit will know. They are no longer assigned to you. A chapter is closing. Do not chase what is being removed. It is part of the switch being undone. Your life is being cleaned and corrected. You must now prepare for divine encounters. The people connected to your true identity will begin to appear. Some you will meet by chance. Some you will feel an instant peace with. Some may not recognize you fully, not yet, but they will carry keys. These divine appointments are not random. Heaven is bringing your tribe back to you. Your real spiritual family is gathering. You may have lost many, but what's coming is holy. You are not alone in this return. Type "I am remembered" to get the blessing 8344. And there's something else. Some of you will feel drawn to places you've never been. A city, a street, a building that calls your spirit. These are not accidents. These are spiritual markers. You are being led back to the soil your feet were meant to touch. The places that remember your name will pull you closer. Don't ignore the pull. Don't call it silly. Heaven is guiding you by memory. Your return has already begun. And Archangel Michael says, every step you take from this point forward is taking you home. Type "I am returning to purpose" to get the blessing 7681. Every name in heaven has a weight. It is not just a sound. It is a call, a key, and a purpose. Your name was spoken by God before you were even born. That name carried the plan for your life. It held the blessings, the mission, and the authority you were sent with. But when the switch happened, that name was buried. The world called you by another name, a name that didn't match your purpose. And because of that, the world treated you as someone you were never meant to be. That is why certain things didn't work. Doors stayed closed. People misread your heart. You felt unseen, even when you were in the center of the room. It wasn't because you lacked value. It was because your name was hidden in the spirit realm. But that is changing now. Archangel Michael says, heaven is calling you by your real name again. You may not know it fully yet, but your soul knows. And every time you hear truth, your spirit starts to rise. I am hearing my name to get the blessing 6222. Names are powerful in the Bible. God changed Abram to Abraham, Sarai to Sarah, Jacob to Israel, Saul to Paul. Why? Because a name shift breaks a cycle. It ends one assignment and starts another. And now, your name is being shifted back to its original form. That is why some of you will start to feel strange when others speak your current name. It won't feel like it fits anymore. That's because your spirit is no longer answering to a name connected to pain. It is rising to a name connected to promise. Some of you may have even hated your own name. You didn't know why, but your spirit did. That name was a symbol of the false life, the switched path, the stolen story. Now heaven is giving you permission to step into your real identity. It may be a new name in prayer. It may be a whisper in your sleep. It may even be a word that keeps coming to you again and again. Pay attention. The sound of your destiny is calling. Type I am chosen by name to get the blessing 7735. This also means the enemy is afraid. Because when you answer to your true name, your power returns. You begin to walk differently. Pray differently. Think differently. When God calls you by your true name, even demons must back away. Your real name unlocks gates in the spirit realm. It was never lost, only hidden. And now, the angels are sounding it in the heavens again. Every time you agree with God, that name gets stronger. Every time you speak truth, that name becomes louder. Some of you will begin to see this in your dreams. You may hear someone calling you by a name that you don't recognize. Don't ignore it. It may be your real name. Write it down. Pray over it. Ask heaven to confirm. Others will feel a deep urge to rename a part of their life, a business, a page, a channel, even a child. Do it with prayer. You are realigning what was misnamed. God is restoring names, and through that, He is restoring power. Type I am restored in name to get the blessing 8806. Archangel Michael says, the battle for your name is over. What was stolen is being returned. And when your name returns, your blessing will follow. Your joy will return. Your favor will rise again. What didn't work before will begin to work. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You're not walking in someone else's name anymore. You're walking in your own. And heaven recognizes you now. The angels are calling you not by your pain, but by your purpose. Type I am called by heaven to get the blessing 7411. There has been a door in your life that never seemed to open. No matter how hard you prayed, cried, or tried, it stayed shut. You thought maybe it wasn't your time. Maybe you weren't ready. But that wasn't the truth. The real reason was this. The door wasn't locked. It just didn't recognize you. You were standing in front of it with the wrong spiritual identity. The door was waiting for the real you to show up. And now, the time has come. This is why certain prayers went unanswered. You weren't being ignored. Heaven was waiting for you to return to your rightful path. A door meant for someone else cannot open for you. And a door meant for you cannot open if you're living someone else's life. That spiritual switch caused delays that made you doubt yourself. But Archangel Michael says, the delay wasn't denial. It was misplacement. And now, heaven is correcting it. The door that wouldn't open is about to swing wide, because the real you is finally knocking. Type I am unlocking my door to get the blessing 6955. Some of you have stood in front of the same situation for years. The same dream, the same desire, the same prayer, but it stayed out of reach. You even started to believe it was never meant for you. But the truth is it was meant for you. You were just not standing in it with the right authority. The door was built to respond to your true voice, your true name, your true calling. The moment your soul started waking up, the door began to shift. The hinges moved. The lights started to leak through the cracks. Now it is your time. You will feel it. You will know it. In the coming days, watch closely. The opportunities that once ignored you will begin to notice you. The people who once said no will start to look again. The gates that were shut will begin to tremble. Why? Because the person standing before them now is the one heaven has been waiting for. The spiritual seal has been broken. The blessing is realigning. Your hands are now carrying the right keys. Type I am holding the key to get the blessing 8117. Sometimes the hardest part of the journey is believing again. After years of pain, it's easy to expect disappointment. But you must not let the old story control the new one. That version of you, the switched one, is falling away. The true you is stronger, braver, and chosen. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. Just walk. Just knock. Just believe. Because when the right person stands before the right door, heaven responds with fire. And the door must obey. Archangel Michael says, this is not just an open door. This is a door of restoration. When it opens, it will return the years you lost, the strength you gave away, the joy that was stolen. It will pour back double what the enemy took. You will not only walk through it, you will rise through it. This door leads to your real assignment, your real voice, your real platform. Prepare your heart. Heaven is not just opening something for you. It is revealing who you were always meant to be. Type I am stepping through to get the blessing 9399. This time, don't knock with fear. Knock with boldness. Don't wait for permission. Heaven already gave it. Don't let your past life hold your future hostage. The person who was switched is no longer leading your life. You are. And the door has been waiting for you. Let it open. Type I am ready to enter to get the blessing 6602. Here is a life you were meant to live. It has been waiting like a house with its lights on, ready for your return. This life was full of peace, clarity, and purpose. It wasn't perfect, but it was true. It was designed by God with your name written on every door, every path, every blessing. But when the switch happened, you were placed in a different life, one filled with confusion, loss, and delay. Still, your real life didn't disappear. But waited. Heaven held it in place until you were strong enough to come back. Archangel Michael says, your true life has not been erased. It has only been paused. The dreams that never left you, those were signs. The thoughts that made no sense but wouldn't go away, those were hints. Every time you saw someone living the kind of life you longed for, it wasn't jealousy. It was a reminder, a call. Your spirit was crying out for what was truly yours. And now, that cry has reached heaven. Type I am ready to live to get the blessing 8244. The false life you were given was designed to break you. It made you question your worth. It made you accept pain as normal. It made you feel like joy was only for others. But none of that was ever meant for you. You were sent to walk in freedom. You were sent to speak with clarity and carry healing in your voice. That's why the enemy switched you. He couldn't stop your birth, so he tried to bury your life under someone else's pain. But the grave cannot hold what God has blessed. The switch is being undone. Your mind is clearing. Your steps are shifting. You're beginning to feel stronger. You are laughing again. You're dreaming again. That's not random. That's recovery. Heaven is bringing your true life closer. And the more you say yes, the faster it comes. Type I am recovered to get the blessing 7193. You may begin to notice strange things. People from your past may try to return. Old habits may try to pull you back. But be careful. The enemy will try to pull you into old patterns by using familiar faces. He will try to bring distractions dressed as comfort. Do not go back. You're not who you used to be. That version of you was living a lie. You are walking into something holy now. Something pure. Something meant only for you. Even your desires are changing. You don't want what you used to want. That's not confusion. That's alignment. Your soul is getting in step with heaven. Your true life is calling you with a voice that cannot be silenced. You will feel drawn to new routines, new people, new dreams. That's heaven's way of setting your feet on the right road. Follow that feeling. Obey that pull. This is your return. Type I am walking home to get the blessing 9004. Archangel Michael says, you will recognize your real life not by comfort, but by peace. It won't always be, but it will always feel right. It won't always make sense to others, but it will make sense to your spirit. The light you feel returning, don't ignore it. That's your sign. That's your door. That's your future calling. You are not just surviving anymore. You are stepping into divine living. This life was waiting while you were crying. It was waiting while you were confused. It was waiting when you had nothing left. And now, it is opening its arms. Step forward. Say yes. Don't just live the life they gave you. Live the life God wrote for you before time began. Because that's the only life where you will feel fully alive. Type I am stepping into destiny to get the blessing 7525. When the switch happened, it didn't just affect you. Someone else was placed where you were meant to be. They took your position, your peace, your open doors. They walked with blessings that had your name on them. But here's the truth. Those blessings never truly fit them. That person always felt out of place, too. They may not know it, but they've been living a borrowed life. A life that was shaped for your spirit, not theirs. That's why things haven't been right for either of you. Archangel Michael says, you were both victims of a spiritual mistake, but only one of you has been chosen to remember. You are the one awakening. You are the one heaven is speaking to now. That means you are the one called to rise. The other person may feel confused, afraid, or angry. But don't let that stop you. This is your time to return. This is your time to reclaim what was stolen. Type I am reclaiming what's mine to get the blessing 7177. You don't need to hate them. You don't need to fight them. This is not about revenge. This is about realignment. The switch was a plan of darkness, not theirs. And just as you were lost in their life, they were lost in yours. They were given something too heavy for them. That's why they may seem tired, broken, or unstable. You are both part of a bigger picture. But only you are being called now to restore balance. There may be moments when your paths cross. You may see them. You may feel a strange energy. That's your spirit recognizing what was once stolen. But instead of anger, pray. Speak blessings. Release peace. Because when you step into your rightful place, heaven takes care of the rest. You don't need to fight for what's yours. It will come to you because your name is now on it again. Type I am in position to get the blessing 6056. Don't be surprised if the other person begins to pull away. They may become distant, silent, or even hostile. That's not your fault. That is their spirit reacting to the shift. What used to belong to them is lifting. What used to stay near them is now being pulled back to you. The more you step into alignment, the more the switch will break. The light is moving. The weight is shifting. Heaven is restoring balance, and that causes spiritual shaking. This may also bring memories. You might suddenly remember moments from long ago, people, places, smells, even words. These are not random. They are pieces of your true path finding their way back. Some of you will remember childhood dreams you forgot. Some will feel sadness for no reason. Let it happen. This is healing. This is you taking your life back step by step, moment by moment. Type I am being restored to get the blessing 8909. And now comes the most important part. Forgiveness. You must release what happened, even though it was unfair. Forgiveness does not mean you agree with what was done. It means you no longer let it control your future. Forgive the switch. Forgive the silence. Forgive the delay. Why? Because your future is too bright to carry old chains. Archangel Michael says, you are not the one who was left behind. You are the one chosen to return. This is not just your healing. It is also your calling. Others are still lost like you were. But once you rise, your voice will wake them up too. You are becoming the proof that stolen lives can be restored, that lost identity can be recovered, that switches can be reversed, and that nothing, not even darkness, can stop a soul chosen by God. Type I am rising for others too to get the blessing 8301. Even though you were switched, heaven placed a mark on your spirit. This mark cannot be seen with the eyes, but it shines in the spirit realm. It is a mark of calling, a mark of destiny. It says, this one belongs to God. And no matter where life placed you, no matter what name you were given, the mark stayed with you. That is why demons feared you even when you didn't know who you were. That is why doors would open suddenly and close just as fast. The mark confused the enemy because it didn't match the life you were living. Archangel Michael says, this mark is now glowing again. The moment you started to wake up, the light of your calling became active. Heaven sees it clearly. Angels are being drawn to it. And darkness is starting to back away. You may not feel strong yet, but you are glowing in the spirit. That is why strange things have been happening around you. The switch is being broken. Your true spirit is stepping forward, and the mark is leading the way. Type I am marked by God to get the blessing 8660. Some of you have felt this mark your whole life. You always knew you were different. You didn't fit in. You couldn't follow the crowd. Even when you tried to hide, something always pulled you back to the truth. That was the mark working. It never let you go too far. It whispered when you strayed. It burned when you lied to yourself. That mark is your proof. You were never forgotten. You were only waiting for the right moment to rise. Others tried to speak against you. They tried to shame you, break you, confuse you. But they could never touch the mark. It protected you even in the darkest moments. When you were crying alone. When you were lost. When you almost gave up. That mark kept you safe. It reminded heaven who you really were. And now, it's pulling your blessings back into place. What was delayed is returning. What was stolen is being found. Type I am protected by my calling to get the blessing 7182. The mark on your spirit also makes you a magnet. You will begin to draw people, ideas, and blessings to you. This is not luck. This is alignment. When the real you shows up, heaven responds. But so does darkness. So be alert. Not everything that comes close is good for you. Some will come to distract. Some will come to drain. Test every voice. Check every spirit. A mark will guide you. If somebody feels off drifted feeling, your spirit knows what fits and what doesn't. This is the time to protect your peace. Speak less. Listen more. Move with wisdom. The mark is holy. You are not who you used to be. You are not available to confusion. You are not assigned to chaos. Archangel Michael says, "What carries heaven's mark must walk with heaven's order." Don't step back into the noise you were delivered from. Don't return to old conversations. You have outgrown them. Let them go. Type I walk with divine order to get the blessing 6991. You are rising. And with every step, the glow gets brighter. You will begin to dream clearer, hear God louder, and feel angels nearer. You are no longer hidden. The light in you cannot be covered. Even if people do not understand, heaven does. Even if you lose support, God will send the right ones. The mark has called you forward, and you must walk now. This time, not in fear, not in confusion, but in glory. Type I carry light now to get the blessing 7400. Your soul has been marked by heaven, and now your voice can help awaken others too. When you support this message through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not just giving. You are helping lost souls return. You're sowing into a movement that pulls people out of the life they were never meant to live. As you give, rivers of peace will reach those still trapped in false identity. God says, "The harvest is ready, but the workers are few." Be that worker. Act in faith. This moment is your chance to join the rising. Don't wait. Release your gift and let God multiply it in heaven and on earth. Some places carry memory, not just human memory, spiritual memory. They remember footsteps, prayers, and promises. There are places on this earth where you were supposed to walk, places where your name was once written in the air. But because of the switch, your feet never touched them. Your soul never reached them. And those places have been waiting, empty, for your return. Archangel Michael says, "The land remembers you, even when you forget yourself." Maybe you had dreams of places you've never seen. A hill, a path, a route, a house. These are not random. These are spiritual signals. Your spirit is reaching for what was once yours. You might feel drawn to move, travel, or revisit a place from your past. Don't ignore this feeling. Some of these places are holy to your destiny. When your feet touch them, something in you will wake up. These places hold keys, and heaven is sending you back to collect them. Type I am walking into memory to get the blessing 6033. Have you ever gone somewhere and felt strange peace, like you belonged there? Or deep tears for no reason at all? That's not emotion. That's memory. That's spiritual alignment. Your soul recognizes the land, even if your mind doesn't. There is a reason why certain places call to you. It is because your light was once meant to shine there. And now that the switch is breaking, your spirit is remembering what your heart had forgotten. The enemy tried to block your access. He placed fear, lack, or confusion in your path. He didn't want you to go where your blessing waited. He didn't want your light to activate the soil. But Archangel Michael says, no more delay. God is sending signs, dreams, and directions. You don't need to chase the blessing. Walk where heaven sends you, and the blessing will rise from the ground. Even the earth is ready for your return. Type I am aligned with the path to get the blessing 7455. Some of you will be called to revisit painful places, not to suffer again, but to collect the pieces of yourself that were left behind. A childhood home, a school, a job. You may feel scared to return, but heaven will go with you. These visits are not about the past. They are about unlocking the part of your identity still trapped there. You will not go back as the broken one. You will return as the restored one. And when you leave, you will not carry pain. You will carry freedom. Others will be called to new places, places you've never been. These are destiny zones. Rooms where your voice will be heard. Cities where your name will be recognized. Platforms where your light will open hearts. You are being sent on holy assignments. Do not let fear stop you. Your feet are being guided by heaven's map. And every step you take will be backed by angelic power. Walk with faith. Walk with fire. Walk with authority. Type I will go where God sends me to get the blessing 6882. The path ahead may not always make sense. It may feel strange, unfamiliar, or even uncomfortable. But your spirit will know it's right. Peace will follow your steps. Doors will open that were once shut. People will show up with answers. You won't have to force it. Because when you walk where heaven leads, everything begins to respond. The earth, the air, the people, even time, all begin to move for your good. Archangel Michael says, you are not lost. You are being led. Let this part of your journey be holy. Let every step be a prayer. The land remembers you. And now, it's your turn to remember the land. Type I am stepping into promise to get the blessing 8711. Long ago, you had a voice that carried power. It could shift rooms, calm storms, and shake the enemy. But when the switch happened, your voice was taken too. You were told to be quiet, to stay small, to not speak unless asked. And slowly, your real voice was buried. You began to speak with fear, not fire. You started doubting your own words. But that wasn't the real you. It was the version shaped by the wrong life. Archangel Michael says, your true voice is returning. The voice that speaks with clarity and boldness. The voice that does not shake when truth must be said. The voice that carries the sound of heaven. This voice is not just for speaking, it's for declaring, breaking, healing. When you speak from your true self, the spiritual realm moves. The enemy trembles. Because your voice was once used in battle before you came to this world. And now, it's waking up again. Type I am reclaiming my voice to get the blessing 7205. Some of you stopped speaking your truth because it hurt too much. You tried once, but people laughed or ignored you. Others silenced you with shame, fear, or control. You were made to feel like your words had no power. But that was a lie. The moment you stop speaking, darkness wins. That's why the enemy fought your voice so hard. He knew what it could do. And now, heaven is giving it back. You will feel it rise in moments of prayer. You will feel it shake in moments of worship. You may even cry when trying to speak truth. Let it happen. That is healing. That is your voice breaking free from chains. Some of you will feel fire in your throat. Some will whisper before they shout. Let it grow. Let it roar. Your voice is not just for you. It is for those who can't speak yet. You are their echo until they rise. Type I speak life to get the blessing 8440. Start speaking different now. Speak to your future. Speak to your body. Speak to your home. Use your words like tools. Heaven is listening. The angels are waiting. Don't speak fear. Speak faith. Don't speak lack. Speak increase. Don't speak pain. Speak healing. Archangel Michael says, the words of the chosen carry the breath of God. What you speak in this season will shape the next one. So speak wisely. Speak boldly. Speak as one who knows who they are. You may also be asked to speak for others, to stand in rooms where others stay silent. Do not be afraid. You are not alone. The power behind your voice is not yours alone. It is heaven's. You were sent to speak for the broken, the switched, the silenced. And when you open your mouth, angels will back your words. Chains will break. Light will pour in. The lies will lose power. Type I speak with heaven's fire to get the blessing 7108. Your voice is your tool, your weapon, your gift. Use it. Bless with it. Heal with it. Command with it. Even in your quiet moments, let your voice rise in spirit. Let your prayers speak where your words cannot. Archangel Michael says, your voice is the sound of your return. Let the world hear it. Let the darkness fear it. Let heaven rejoice in it. Because you are not silent anymore. Type I am the voice of light to get the blessing 7580. Before the switch, you were given gifts. These gifts were not from man, but from God. You were meant to carry wisdom, healing, dreams, creativity, and authority. These gifts were placed in you for a purpose. But when your life was switched, the gifts were covered. Some were stolen. Some were silenced. Some were hidden deep inside you. That's why you've always felt something missing, like there was more to you than what people could see. Archangel Michael says, the gifts they tried to bury are rising again. You may feel them returning in small ways. Ideas that flow suddenly, dreams that feel real, hands that heal without trying, or words that shake the room. These are signs. Your spiritual gifts were never destroyed. They were only locked up. And now, heaven is unlocking them one by one. Type I am unlocking my gifts to get the blessing 8934. Some of you used to create, write, paint, build or sing, but you stopped. Life drained the joy. Pain stole the fire. The world told you that your gifts had no value. But that was a lie. You were switched into a life that didn't support your gift. But your gift is still alive. Even now, your fingers remember. Your mind remembers. Your soul remembers. It's time to pick it up again. Your gifts are waiting. Other gifts are hidden deeper, like discernment, vision, and spiritual understanding. You sense things before they happen. You feel people's pain even when they don't speak. You get dreams that show real things. These are not curses. They are blessings. You were meant to see beyond the surface. That's why you were fought so hard. The switch was done to silence the seer in you. But Archangel Michael says, the seeing ones are rising again. Type I see with heaven's eyes to get the blessing 7429. You may also feel scared of your own gift. You may wonder, why me? But God doesn't make mistakes. He gave it to you because He trusted you with it. Your gift is not about you, it's about the people waiting for you. When you speak, someone's heart will heal. When you create, someone will breathe again. When you pray, chains will break. Your gift is someone else's lifeline. Don't let fear stop what heaven started. Now is the time to practice again. Speak what you hear in prayer. Write what flows from your heart. Move when your spirit says go. The more you obey, the stronger your gift becomes. The more you use it, the more heaven will open. Archangel Michael says, the gifts you carry will open doors no man can close. And every time you use your gift, you take back a piece of your stolen life. Type I am chosen to carry power to get the blessing 8644. Some people will not understand you. That's okay. Your gift wasn't given for popularity. It was given for purpose. You are not weird. You are anointed. You are not too much. You are just enough. The ones meant for your light will find you. The ones confused by it will leave. Let them go. You are here to serve heaven, not the crowd. This is your season to rise in boldness, wrapped in light. What was hidden is now revealed. What was buried is now alive. You are gifted, called, and covered. Your voice is fire. Your hands are healing. Your steps are holy. And nothing the enemy planned can stop what God has placed in you. It's time to rise, not in your old name, but in your real power. Type I rise in full power to get the blessing 7070. The switch confused your path, but it never changed your true identity. Deep inside, you always knew there was more to you. You felt the pull. You heard the whisper. Something in you was waiting to return. And now, the time has come. Archangel Michael says, you are not becoming someone new. You are returning to who you've always been. The real you had been hidden behind pain, fear, and wrong labels. But heaven is lifting the veil. You are remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. You were kind but strong, soft but powerful. You were called before anyone knew your name. That calling is still on you. It did not expire. It did not leave. It only waited. And now, your heart is starting to match your spirit. You are rising from within. Type I am becoming who I am to get the blessing 7355. The journey may not make sense to others. Some will say you've changed. Others will say you're not the same. And that's true. You are not the same. You are real now. You're not hiding. You're not shrinking. You're not pretending. You are stepping into your true form. You are speaking with your real voice. You are walking in your original light. That's not change. That's return. This is why things are falling away. Relationships, habits, old dreams. They were never yours to carry. They were part of the false life. Let them go without guilt. When something ends, it makes room for what is real. God is not punishing you. He is positioning you. You cannot carry old weight into a new season. The real you is lighter, clearer, and focused. Type I release what is not mine to get the blessing 8512. You may start to feel more sensitive to your surroundings. Loud places may bother you. Fake smiles may drain you. That's because your spirit is waking up. You're no longer numb. You feel more because you are becoming more. Don't hide this. Let it guide you. Your new sensitivity is not weakness, it's wisdom. It will tell you when to stay. It will tell you when to go. Trust it. Heaven is speaking through your peace. People from your past may try to pull you back. Some will say, "You're acting different." Yes, you are. Because you were never meant to act in the first place. You were meant to live in truth. And now, you are. Archangel Michael says, the real you is a threat to darkness. That's why the enemy is nervous. That's why you're being tested. But hold your ground. You are not going back. You are not confused. You are found. Type I stand in truth to get the blessing 6927. This return is not just for you. Others will see it and wake up too. You are a sign, a signal, a torch. Your life will become a message. It's not too late to return. The real you is powerful, peaceful, and pure. You will love deeper. To be clear, walk straighter, laugh louder. Because you are finally free from the false story. The chains are broken. A switch is undone. And your soul is home. Let the world adjust to the new you, the real you. You do not owe anyone your silence. You do not owe your pain to stay small. You owe your call and your full presence. Archangel Michael says, heaven celebrates your return. And now, all of creation waits to see what you will do with your true self. Type I am finally home to get the blessing 8748. This is the final part, but it's only the beginning of your true life. You have walked through confusion, pain, delay, and silence. You have carried questions that had no answers. But now you know the truth. You were switched, placed in a life that didn't belong to you. And yet, your true calling never left. It waited. Heaven waited. And now, Archangel Michael declares, the return is complete. You are no longer lost. You are no longer hidden. The real you has been restored. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. Every tear had a purpose. Every loss had a reason. What the enemy meant to destroy you, God has used to awaken you. You are not who they said you were. You are who God says you are. And that truth is now stronger than any lie. This world needs the real you. The light in your voice. The fire in your hands. The peace in your presence. The people connected to your destiny will now find you. The places marked for your feet will now open to you. The gifts buried inside you will now rise. You have passed through the test. You have remembered your name. You have stepped into your divine position. Archangel Michael says, from this day forward, nothing can stop you. The switch has been reversed. The weight has been lifted. The true you is in motion now, and heaven is cheering. Even the ground beneath you knows who you are. Creation recognizes you. The doors that once closed will now open before you. Walk boldly. Speak fully. Live truly. Type I am fully returned to get the blessing 9990. You have made it to the end. But this isn't the end. This is your return. And as you rise, you now carry the light to awaken others. When you support this message through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not giving to us. You are fueling the return of someone else who was switched and forgotten. Heaven is looking for partners who will sow into revival. You've been chosen to act. You've been called to give. Just like the oil didn't stop flowing for the widow in 2 Kings 4, your seed will keep the fire burning. As you give, may doors open, chains break, and your name be called in rooms of favor. This is your moment. Give boldly. Act now, and watch what heaven does next.